I'm Ellis.
I'm Mariah.
And we're here at CES 2024. So, everyone at the office has already been to CES before, except for us. And Marquez thought it would be kind of a silly idea to send the two people who have never actually been to CES before to CES. So what we're going to try and show you this week is what it's like to do this whole convention experience if you really have no idea what to expect. But first, I want to say, as a sound guy, that this video is sponsored by Hollyland and their new Lark M2s.
Buy them.
Buy them.
With this being Mariah and Ellis' first time going to CES, I am essentially the veteran CES goer of the group, and so I wanted to give them the most complete and thorough experience I possibly could. And my first way of doing that is showing them the Consumer Electronics Show, but without the consumer electronics being shown.
Okay, so we were hoping to show you guys, an advanced early look at the floor, but we beat the floor here. Longtime viewers of the Waveform podcast already know that VIO is an acronym, and they know what it stands for. So if you don't know what it stands for, you clearly don't watch the Waveform podcast.
Oh no, it's Cocoa Melon.
What do you mean, oh no, bro?
Cocoa Melon.
You mean, oh yes. That looks like the thing that Neo gets out of in The Matrix when he wakes up.
Is that a Black Panther edition?
Oh
Dude.
my. Mariah, don't you want to get in that Daiwa brand massage chair?
You know my favorite brand.
Well, with the power of editing.
Oh, it has begun.
Ellis, we just got on the show floor. We're actually at the Sony booth, which you might not be able to tell because there's a car behind me. But it seems like one of the running themes of this CES is everyone's taking a page out of Xiaomi's book and doing some cars. I think Miles will have some interesting content there on some of the craziest cars. But yeah, so if you've ever wondered what would it be like if Sony made a car, the Afeela, folks. Do I think this thing will ever come out? Probably not, right? I do see Sony licensing the tech they're developing in it to other car manufacturers. They have this really cool system that they're demoing right over there. That's this LiDAR system that sort of detects what's in the seats and can adjust safety parameters to make sure everything's like totally, I don't know, man. It doesn't even look that good.
So I'm excited to see what we have at CES related to food and restaurant tech. Right now I'm seeing a lot of industrial and commercial machinery. I'm not seeing a lot of home tech. I'm really interested to see what kind of like kitchen appliances, smart appliances, anything you can have in your house that you might actually be able to buy in the future is what I want to see. This stuff, this is all for show. How do you feel so far?
So far, the Sony booth has an incredible carpet. My ankles are cushioned. Each stride is lush. So nice job, Sony, on the carpet.
Wow, carpet review just dropped.
We have our first transparent screen of the day. The LG and Samsung transparent screens seem to be sort of like the standout things from this show so far that everyone's freaking out about. This one clearly is a transparent OLED because transparent LCDs have black, opaque, and white transparent. OLEDs will have the opposite, with black being transparent and white being emitting. I don't think it's a micro LED because I can actually see the pixels, but yeah, hopefully we'll get to go see the LG and Samsung offerings and dive deeper into how that stuff works because I think it's pretty cool.
Okay, so we had to check out some weird car stuff, and this is a Hisense projector car. I have no idea why you would want to use this or what the purpose of it really is, but it looks cool. It looks quirky. The design actually isn't that bad for like a concept car situation. Once again, I honestly don't understand it, but it's fun. This is what CES is all about. Cool, weird stuff that's never gonna come out ever.
For the uninitiated, such as myself, I guess, the LG hall is kind of the craziest one every year, is what everyone says. They kind of deck out this like whole side of the hall, and the thing we're here to see today is a transparent OLED display.
So of course nobody at LG could explain their transparent display to Ellis, but they did have a car that's also not really a car, so that's cool, I guess.
We're here at the Dusen booth. Dusen? Doesn't matter. Either way, if you're familiar with New York and you've been to Times Square, you've definitely seen these insane ring lights that go in a circle in like a selfie booth. Well, I have something even better than that, which is you could have this apparatus for your phone to be in. How does a $50,000 robot sound to you? Dude, look at this little CES sign. Look at him go. He's working hard. I would never buy this. All right, let's go.
One of the last things we're going to do in Central Hall, which is sort of where all the big tech companies are, is the Samsung booth. And they have what I've heard described as sort of like the showstopper of this year. It's right behind me. It's this transparent micro LED screen. So earlier, we looked at the OLED screen that LG has that was also transparent. It's a little bit different. The way that works is you have these two electrodes that are made into a clear film. And then you have some sort of organic compound. That means it's a carbon-hydrogen bonded thing. And when you run current through those things, it emits light. These work a little bit differently. These are actually arrays of microscopic LEDs, like way too small. And I'm hoping I can find someone here to fully explain how it actually becomes transparent. No one was really able to explain to me anything about the transparent screen. Like, does it able to get reference blacks? How does it actually work? How many LEDs are in there? What's the pixel count? Why doesn't it have bezels? Does it need to have electronics in the base? There's no answers here. And honestly, I'm beginning to think that's sort of a theme of CES. Like, they don't really want you to know anything about the product. They just sort of want you to shiver in excitement. So, I don't know. So yeah, Mariah and I, this was both of our first time at CES. And even though we went there kind of looking at different products, I was looking a little bit more at audiovisual stuff.
I was definitely looking for more food tech related things.
We both came away with the same sort of impression, which is that, there are always exceptions. There were some companies that were really kind and helpful, but for the most part, people there aren't really trying to show you under the hood or really teach you how stuff works.
They're more than happy to demo the products for you, but if you ask questions, some of them just genuinely did not know how the product worked.
Yeah.
And they did a really good job of making the booths flashy, but honestly, the ones that spent less on designing their booths and making marketing material were genuinely the more interesting people who actually were closer to the products or even made the products themselves and could actually tell you how it worked.
So this is pretty huge. It's not a weird car, but I think it's going to be an extremely important car. The G-Wagon is obviously an iconic car in the luxury car ethos, right? But the electric version is something that I think is going to be really important for Mercedes because everyone wants to drive an electric car, right? I think a lot of the same people who like Teslas also like G-Wagons, but they don't care about having the big twin turbo V8s or the turbo V12s that they had in the past. I think if they kill it with the range and the off-roading capabilities and the tech, which Mercedes has been dumbing a lot to in their consumer cars in the last few years, I think this is probably going to be one of the most important electric SUVs coming out in the next couple of years. I'm actually genuinely excited to check this car out, and I'm sure we'll have it for the Autofocus channel when it eventually hits US shores.
Hey guys, Ellis, sound guy here. This video is sponsored by Hollyland. I've tried a lot of digital wireless lavalier mics, and my favorite have been the Hollyland. In fact, I've been using their Lark Maxes on most studio videos for the past year. But now we got the Lark M2. These babies only weigh 9 grams, they have 40 hours of battery life, and they have a whopping 300 meters of range. It's nuts. So right now we've got the USB-C mobile version. There is also a normal version for cameras that has a nice little knob for quick volume adjustments. So go check these guys out. We got a link to their website and an Amazon listing in the description. You should go buy it, you should enjoy it, and thanks Hollyland.
So unfortunately, just like the rest of the products at CES, the food tech category is absolutely riddled with the AI hype train verbiage. You'll see it on every product, you'll see it on every banner. There's no escaping it. There was a couple good booths. The Yokai Express booth was probably my favorite. They had some cool autonomous self-serving restaurant kiosks, which were nice. It's one of the few vendors that I know that is actually out in the real world, and I think there's a few not terribly far from our office at home. There was a few hyper-specific single functionality home appliances. but none that were really that amazing, nothing revolutionary or super crazy. Most of their websites were just taking pre-orders, so I'm not super optimistic that we'll actually see any of them out in the real world anytime soon. Commercial machines are great, but I'd much rather see stuff in people's homes for regular consumers, because I'd like to have some of this stuff in my house. Actually, I wouldn't. None of this is going to be real.
We found Prinker. Prinker is this cool new like temporary tattoo tech that works with a printer that connects to your smartphone. So essentially, like you upload it into the thing, it maps it out with UV coordinates, and then you just roll it across the area, and it sort of applies it similar to the way an inkjet printer applies its ink. If you're throwing a party, this would be like the coolest thing to have at it. So thank you very much, guys. This is great.
So, Jono and I are aware of who Dr. Fuji is, but Ellis and Mariah are not. So, right now we're going to take them to Dr. Fuji. He is apparently right behind these walls right here. So, yeah, this will be interesting. Dr. Fuji.
Nice to see you. So you want my chair fully? Sit down. Try
Who wants to try it?
Mariah, I think you're the contraptioner.
I would try it.
That's a good chair.
I'll take your bag.
I can try it?
Yeah, of course. I love you. Try.
Sure.
Thank you, Dr. Fuji.
Lifestyle. We take care of your wellness, health, fitness, lifestyle.
Yeah.
This is 20 minutes long.
Yeah, 20 minutes on yeah. That's why.
Getting the 4D experience right now. Is this on like the highest level?
Yeah. See, we have a professional model here.
What is your favorite feature of this massage chair?
This is very deep because people right now don't like soft, relax. People like rejuvenate, recover. That's the chair. You sit down, you will like a new man. I'm a new man. Dr. Fuji is a new man. That's why I sit down every day.
I think we should get one for the office.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We are big customers. Google launch so many before in CES. Oh yeah, we are official supplier too.
It's been a full day. We are pretty wiped. What do you think? Like, what's your gist of CES? If you had to like sum it up in one word.
Fever dream?
Fever dream.
Fever dream.
It's really overwhelming, and I sort of continually felt like people were less interested in showing you products and more interested in wowing you with products. But at the same time, there was a bunch of stuff that you saw and it was vaporware and not really worth your time, and there was a bunch of stuff we saw that actually felt like really innovative and really new and really exciting, and so it's hard to sum it up in one way other than just like,
You kind of gotta go. You gotta go to experience it at least one time, and we've done it at least once.
yeah, now we can say we've done it at least.
We met Dr. Fuji.
Dr. Fuji.
Dr.
That guy.
Fuji, who was the highlight of the whole trip.
Yeah, CES legend, honestly. Special thanks to Hollyland, by the way, for sponsoring this video. We've been using these Lark M2s, again, like pretty much the whole time we've been here. Really love them.
Yeah, I think they did really well too. It's pretty loud in here. I don't know if you can hear everything.
It's like really loud in here.
These work really well at isolating your voice. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm Mariah,
I'm Ellis.
and this was CES. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and
Frankly, I think the government should be buying these for people. It's a travesty that the rest of America hasn't been exposed to Dr. Fuji's wonder. If you're at CES, I highly recommend stopping by this booth. Dr. Fuji, would you like a word?
Yeah, thank you so much. This is a lifestyle. The CES Korean lifestyle. Fitness, health, right? Wellness. This is Dr. Boss.
Vibration plate is actually vibration medicine. Nikola Tesla says it best. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. And when you figure out that everything is vibration, you figure out the keys to the universe. Thank you.